everybody. I had to cut it short because I couldn't take the music anymore. But hey, what's up, everyone? I am back live. I hope everyone can hear me, and I hope everything looks good. I just wanted to make a little test live stream here right now. I don't know how many people will actually come because I was just live, and I decided to immediately go live after this one again. And many people might just be confused and never arrive on this live stream because they think, oh, this is just a live stream that just happened and we already saw that. So those who are here to watch this live stream are amazing people. And I just wanted to take some time to have a chat about things casually, because I want to try to test this live stream. And you know what? I also want to try taking people on here so that we can have a conversation together. Maybe I want to try that today because I'm planning on making a regular live stream on a weekly basis, maybe, or every 2 weeks, every other week, where I can take callers, including Muslims who want to ask questions and who want to make objections, who can come here and fight with me. So, yeah, let's see. I will share a link, especially those who have never talked to me before and who want to tell me good things. Will be welcome to join me on this stream. Let me see how I can arrange this. Now I have to share an invite link to this stream, to my system. And what you have to do is simply to click the link and to then verify with your YouTube account, and then you can basically join me in the discussion. And I can only let you on the stream if I really want to let you on the stream. So it's all in my hands. I have the power here. Okay, let's see if this works. I'm trying this. I don't know if I will actually keep this stream up. I'm not entirely sure if I want to go this way. Okay, I have just shared the link. And if you want to join the stream and have a discussion with me here, I might take you in here and have discussions with you. For all those who want to join, you can let me know once you join the channel here in the comments who you are, what your background is, what you want to do, what you want to talk about, and then we can do that. You don't have to show yourself. I should at least be able to hear you. Not everyone wants to show their face. I respect that. I appreciate that. Who said I'm like 6'2"? That's not true. I'm a small guy. Okay, here. Let's see. Oh yeah, I already have some people come in. That's funny. That's very nice. Okay, I will try to make it short with everybody. Try to not too short, but try to make it. Try to keep it reasonable. Okay, so here we have somebody. Yorker. Hello, Yorker. What's up? Hello, Yorker. How are you doing?
Hello.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Hey, hi. Yeah, I can hear you.
Nice. How are you doing?
Yeah. Yes. So it's a wonderful initiative that you have taken. I'm from India, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Hi.
Nice. Yeah, hi. So this is the first live stream you're doing, right?
The first that I'm taking in callers, yeah.
Oh, that's a great initiative. Actually, a lot of ex-Muslims these days have created channels and are doing live streams. So, you're part of that ex-Muslim movement. So yeah, it's a great initiative.
Thank you
Wish
so
you
much. I
great
really
luck.
appreciate it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And thanks for joining. Thanks for being here.
You can in the next caller now.
Okay. You can just
thank
go.
you. We'll always support you. Thank you.
Okay. Oh, apparently there's only a limit of 12 people who can join at the same time. So guys. I wasn't aware of that. Maybe I have to try a different system. But thank you, Yorker. I will. You can leave the studio. Okay, thank you. I'll take in the next person. Oh, this has a limit of 12 people who can join. That's. I guess it's reasonable. Philosopher.
Yeah. Hi, Apostle Prophet. Hi.
Hi. Welcome. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Yeah, I'm doing good. I read your recent posts about like a philosophical, the points which you have put up regarding Islam, and these are really serious questions. And I read some posts. I found like personally, I didn't found any convincing answer to recent post about those things, about evil, and especially like when there's the life as mentioned like in Abrahamic, they have just concept of one life, so it creates lots of complexities, and that one life we have got an option, and then after we end up in either heaven or hell. But here like in dharmic traditions, like we have Sikhism and many other things like Hinduism and all, there is concept of karma, reincarnation, and I found like it's bit if one god has got made a diverse kind of theologies, one life, heaven, hell, and another is reincarnation, karma. So like people find it quite I found like this other option it more reasonable.
In all honesty, I think I mean you have your perspective from your own point of view, from your own culture and your own traditions. When I look at it, I want to talk about this definitely in some other stream as well, and maybe make a video about it. But I mean, I don't really think that the whole concept of having multiple lives and coming back again and having karma, I don't find it very reasonable. Just as much as I don't find it reasonable that people live this one life and are then judged accordingly. So it is a complicated matter that I'm sure there are lots of people who engage in the discussions of comparing one to the other. I have personally not really engaged in that.
Other thing, like I wanted to say, add on to it, like the thing, like when it comes to reincarnation and this thing, there are also actually, it's not just limited like a belief based on scriptures alone. There are many, even like there are the scriptures like Buddhism. If you read Buddhism scriptures in detail, then they talk about mind, they talk about consciousness. It's not just limited to belief, like and they do. If you just read through science, they are backed up with scientific theories as well. Like you cannot deny, like if we all know, like consciousness definitely it's not explainable clearly in science. So they do have like you cannot I found like we cannot just refute these arguments. And if you just give me some time, like any other time, if maybe like there are many people waiting up, I can just give a brief, because I did not personally come from this background of if from this just particular tradition which like I'm into it. But previously even I was like kind of agnostic, and the thing which I have got this means I've studied lots of books and some things, and then there are so many analogies and so many reasons for this for what I'm talking. I've also got some scientific statements, whatever, so many reasons for this what I'm saying.
Okay.
So maybe
I understand that. I understand that. I mean, I would like to maybe I can have some different stream dedicated to this. Maybe we can have a discussion on this.
Sure, thank you very much.
I would like to get as many people here as possible at the moment, but I appreciate the input. We can talk about this at a different time. I might have to look into this as well. It's a completely separate discussion that would derail everything that we're doing here right now. So, but thank you so much for your input. Okay. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. Okay, bye.
Bye. Mohon Mea. Hi. How are you doing?
Hey, man. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Hey, yeah, man. Nice to be on your show. I'm just like you. I'm actually from Bangladesh, but I grew up here, so in the United States. So
nice.
yeah, I've been watching you for a long time now. So it's really nice to be on your show, man.
I'm really happy to have you here. This is the first time that I'm actually doing something like this, so it's nice to have you here.
Yeah, man. I think you should do this more often. Definitely, man.
I will. I think I will. I don't know what kind of system I will set up. I'm kind of doing this as a test right now to see if the system is appropriate to proceed. But I definitely want to do this. I also want to have discussions with Muslims in the future, definitely. But thank you so much for joining me here.
Yeah. I think you should definitely have more engagement with your audience. It brings in more attention. But one thing I do want to say is that what our community lacks, right, is a bit of organization. And I know that leads to this whole thing of like, hey, we're becoming a religion ourselves, but there's one main thing that we all lack, okay? But that religion answers, and that's sort of this what happens when we die, right? Which is not the transcendental thing, right? Where, you might be reborn or go to heaven or hell. That's not what I'm talking about. With our physical body, what we do with it. I think we don't have that organized, and that definitely needs a little bit of organization. So, for example, the Christians will put you in a coffin and bury you. The Hindus will, cremate you. And so there's sort of these funeral homes that they have that, our community doesn't, right? That definitely needs to be answered. I think, I don't know, I guess, what's your take on that? Because that's definitely something we don't have. And what would happen is, say, for example, I don't know what your wife was previously, but I think your wife, you're close to your wife's family. So what would happen is you would be put in a coffin and buried, but you yourself don't make a decision on it. So I think, in a way, we would need
to be honest, I'm actually making my decision already. I've already declared my decision. I'm not entirely sure if I want to go with that, but I feel I have said I either want to be cremated or I want to be I want my body to be donated as much as possible to science. Right. But yeah, it's just a very individual thing that we don't really have
consider, right?
Yeah.
So we don't have our own funeral home, but here in the United States, you can actually say, hey, I want to donate my organ, and et cetera, et cetera. But I personally don't really have a say in it. I don't know if I'm making any sense.
No, I get it. My wife is just here in a chat and said liquefy me. That's actually something that I said to her, and she was like, "What the hell?" But I actually told her about this.
What do you do when someone gets liquefied?
They put you into a thing, and they dissolve you in some way, your skin and your body in a way, and your bones in a different way, and then they just make a little liquid thing out of you, which they give to people who know you, and it's very strange, but it's a very it's a very environment sparing way. But thank you so much, man. We should have a discussion about this. I should make specific streams about things like these. Thank you for joining.
Actually having funeral homes, like not here in the United States. I'm talking about like other states and stuff like that. But thank you, man. All right, man.
Thank you so much.
Talk to you later, man.
See you. Bye. All right. You can leave the studio. You can go on leave studio down there. I don't want to kick you. Andrei M. Kolovsky. Hi. You have a very bad connection. I can't hear you. I don't know what you're saying. I'm sorry. It seems you have a very bad connection, slow bandwidth. I can't really understand anything you're saying. Okay, I'll remove you. I hope you can join me again at some other point. Okay. Thank you. Mordecai Kestet.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I've just been kind of binge watching your stuff. I fell into it by accident. I was following Ali Dawah. Partly hate watching, but I kind of liked him for a time. He was charming, and it was like, But anyway, I'm a former Hasidic Jew.
Oh, you
I'm
are.
currently living in Israel. I'm from England. But yeah, it's quite fascinating, some of the stuff you say, because actually Ali Dawa, I was watching one of his videos where he was talking to Avi Yamini. You ever seen that one?
Yeah, part of it. I didn't
And-
watch the whole thing. Yeah.
And he said, you know, Avi said to him something, you know, about what you got to say about anti-Semitism in the Muslim world, and he said, "Oh, I don't know about that. I'm Turkish. Arabs are anti-Semitic. I've seen that. Not the Turks."
Dude.
And like I actually know a guy here in Israel, because when you know about this Aliyah, Jewish newcomers to Israel, we're entitled to Hebrew lessons, and I went and basically, I don't know if you know about Israeli demographics, but a lot of the newcomers to Israel are Slavs from Russia and places like that, Ukraine. There was this one guy originally from Uzbekistan, but I got talking to him, and he actually lived like some time in Turkey. And these people, the majority of them, have absolutely no connection to their Jewish roots. They're basically born with, you know, some Jewish origin, and therefore have a right of return by Israeli law. And he basically said, he said, you know, he told me that he lived in Turkey for some time, and there was no features. He didn't look Jewish, this guy, at all. But he said everywhere he went, he got beaten out. He got the shit kicked out of him. Like he would walk into a kebab shop, or he said, by the way, the food in Turkey out of this world. But you can't live there if you're Jewish. I was like, how do people even know that you're Jewish? You know, he's like, they find out. I don't know. But you know, he walks into a cafe but I also find it interesting that it seems
the conversation took so many turns. Like you you began by saying you binge watched my videos, and then you said you were following because you were following Ali Dawa, and you found Ali Dawa actually quite charming and interesting. And you live in Israel, and you actually used to be a Hasidic Jew, and I'm like, I don't know where this is going. So many turns, so many twists, but
I mean, I see a lot of parallels with you, and because I actually, it's interesting because I just watched your stream now, and I think your most interesting content is the ones where it's like from 3 years ago, where you're talking about your transformation and what it was like being a Sufi. And by the way, when you gave that whole explanation about Sufism, you have no idea how similar it is to Hasidism.
I think my explanation of Sufism back then was actually very incomplete and insufficient, to be very honest. If I made that same video today, I would say so much more about it. I'm planning on doing that. I was just being very superficial back then with that. I'm planning on explaining it further, but I get what you mean. I get what you mean by the similarities. Yeah. Okay. I appreciate it so much. I would like to take more people. I have very limited time. I'll try to keep it very short, but I hope to see you and talk to you again.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining. See you.
See you. Bye.
Steve Richards. Hi, Steve.
Hello, Holy Prophet Idban. Thank you for accepting me.
Oh, welcome. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, Prophet Idban, I have watched your.
Did you say
message.
prophet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alhamdulillah. Yeah.
Okay.
So
go ahead.
I accept your holy message, what you are spreading, and I accept you are the one and only prophet and the last one.
I accept your allegiance. I testify to your allegiance. I accept it wholeheartedly, and I know that you accept, and I know that you pledge allegiance wholeheartedly. I am honored, and so are you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Holy Prophet. Peace be upon you.
Thank you.
So I watched all your videos, but you know, some kafirs, they are not ready to accept your holy message, and they are making some videos and refuting you in the name of God. What are they doing? But they are doing that, right?
Yeah.
So, like, can you make some videos, reacting to them and stuff?
I will. I'm actually planning on making a series of response videos, especially about the one guy who says everything is metaphysical that we do not understand. And I am planning on dealing with the disbelievers. What you should understand is you shouldn't listen to the disbelievers because they have a disease in their hearts. They are deaf, dumb, and blind, and they will be punished accordingly, just so you know.
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Prophet. Peace be upon you.
All right. Thank you. Okay. Gerardo.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Can you hear
Thank
me?
you. How are you? Yeah, I can hear you now. How are you?
Oh, okay. Well, I'm a Christian, and I've been following you for a while. Sometimes some things do irritate me, but I got to remember, love thy neighbor,
Uh-huh.
But that's the one thing that I have a question about, actually, because we're commanded, that love your enemies and stuff. Do the Muslims look at us as weak, or do they think in a way that we're corrupt because we don't fight back? What's your thought on that?
Well, thank you so much for that question. Thank you very much. It really depends on what kind of Muslims we're talking about. It depends on whether we are talking about the Muslims within the Islamic world who are largely ignorant about what Christianity actually is and what it teaches, or if we are talking about Muslims in the West who are more familiar, especially those who engage in apologetics and interfaith discussions. They are more familiar with the things that Christianity teaches. Those Muslims who are aware of this stuff often have the reaction that Christianity is merely weak and does not defend itself, which is one reason why it can't be strong, and it can't be strong enough to defend itself against Islam and Muslims. So many people do actually view it that way. Many other Muslims in the Islamic world are entirely unaware of the idea that Christianity does teach to love your enemies and pray those who persecute you. So it really depends on who we are talking about. But yeah, Islam, as you correctly say, does not have such a teaching. It does not teach to love everybody, to forgive your enemies, and to pray for those who persecute you. It is opposed to that. It teaches to hate those who fight Allah and to fight against them. It is indeed quite different in that regard. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you for the explanation.
Thank you so much. Okay. Hope to see you again.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye. Kay, what are you doing here? What is this?
Stalking you. That's what I'm doing.
What's up?
Not much. House prices, COVID numbers. I don't know. I've been listening to your slanderous talk on the one true religion, the true religion, and obviously I'll have to school you gently with love soon. But I was interested in your philosophical musings. I don't know if that's the right thing. I just finished metaphysics. I'm waiting for my grading.
Oh yeah.
But I don't understand the thing of claiming something to be metaphysical. It literally doesn't make sense even to start with, because so what's the verse again that they're querying or that they're saying is metaphysical?
You mean the issue that I had recently with those Muslim apologists? That's the one where that's actually about a hadith where Muhammad says he asks where the sun goes. The guy says Allah and his messenger know best, and he says it travels till it prostrates itself under the throne of Allah, asks for permission to rise again, rises at a different place, and so on. So my question is, how exactly does the sun go anywhere? Where does it go? When exactly does it go? Because there is no possibility.
Doesn't it just remain in the center of the universe, like massively hot and orange? Yeah. But the thing is, if it were metaphysical, it could be. It's not, because Muhammad talked twaddle professionally. But if it were allegorical, that's fine. But if it's metaphysical, what they're saying, rather than where does the sun go, metaphysical would be, what is the sun? what is going? Like, how does something go if it never came? Like that kind. So they're not even getting their lies straight, and this is the thing. When you said that Mohammed Hijab was I appreciated quite intelligent. What you'll find if you actually dissect many of the long words, one, they're in the incorrect place in the sentence. Once you like literally dredge any meaning from the doublespeak, he's not saying much. So he does speak very philosophically, i.e. philosophy is never settled. Islam is supposedly settled, well, from the beginning of time or 1400 years ago. Like, you know, so
yeah, I think so. When I say that he's quite intelligent, what I mean is
compared to Muhammad,
relatively compared to Muhammad, definitely.
So you're calling Muhammad a retard publicly, and you feel that this is helping your cause.
I wouldn't use that description, but I'm basically saying that he was very stupid compared to people like Mohammed Hijab, for example, and that Mohammed Hijab should realize that he himself is much smarter.
What a scathing insult! What? Allah has misguided you so well. I mean, he can take all the glory for this.
Yeah.
And Hatun, he's misguiding Hatun into knocking him right out of the park, literally. So I mean, you got to take the blessings where you can find it.
Yeah.
But yeah, go on then. This is your maiden voyage, and I'm on it.
Yeah. But just a quick note about the whole metaphysical thing. You know what? When those guys say that this hadith is to be understood as a metaphysical matter, they're not actually saying anything. We know that doesn't mean anything. But what he's meaning to say is that it is a matter of the supernatural, which we cannot perceive because outside of nature. But that doesn't make sense because we are speaking of the sun, which is
inside of creation.
Our nature,
one could say it's one of the first biggies, although about the triunity that your last guest, the other stream, was talking about, in Surah 41:11, the earth and the smoke, the pre-earth and the pre-heaven smoke, are already in existence. Like with Allah, He hasn't made them. They speak perfect Arabic. They don't give Him any respect. They just go, all right then, dude, whatever, in Arabic. And so they are also another two candidates for the other two persons of the Quranic triunity, I guess. They weren't very triune though, because they had to be forced into creation.
They were just stupid on their part.
Well, they've been hanging about with Allah for ages.
Okay, we'll talk again. We'll talk again. I'll come to your channel. You'll come to my channel. We'll continue talking. Everybody, you can follow.
Science bless you.
Okay. Shut
See
up.
you later.
See you.
Bye.
Hey,
how you doing?
Good. I actually didn't have a topic in mind to talk about. I just wanted to be on your maiden voyage, like Kay said. So
that's fantastic. That's fantastic. I'm really glad to see you here. We've talked before, but it's good to have you here on the first live stream. It's good to know that you're always around. You're always watching. It's fun.
Yep. But unfortunately, since I became a homeowner, that's a bit more responsibility than I thought it would be when I moved in. So it's like I've been a bit less active trying to keep up with that. Yeah.
I get that. I understand. So, yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, I'll let you get on to the next person.
Okay. I'm honored. Happy to have you here. We should talk more sometime.
For sure.
We'll do that. Okay. See ya. Cem Arda Yakut, a Turkish person. Hi.
Yeah, hi. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I can. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. What about you?
Good. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm actually a Kurdish person.
Oh, okay.
Part of me, yeah. Like our dear friend Ali Dava.
Uh-huh.
I'm following you for about a year.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for that. Sorry for confusing you as a Turkish person because of the that's always a thing, right? When you see a Turkish name, you say it's a Turkish person, but there is actually an ethnic divide between people in Turkey that people outside do not see, and
I consider myself as a Turkish actually. The funny thing is, my father is a Kurd, and my mother is an Arab.
Oh.
Yeah. None of them is actually Turk. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. Are you in Turkey? Is that because your English is quite good compared to other Turkish speakers, I think.
Yeah, I'm in Turkey right now. I never go outside.
Oh, okay. Nice. All right. Thank you so much, Jim. Is there anything that you wanted to say or wanted to add, or?
No, I'm a little exhausted. I can't.
That's all right. I understand. This is a very spontaneous chat. We can always. I'll have others in the future. Maybe we can join then. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Take care.
Bye. Roy from Israel. Oh no.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Great. Well, you say that we're watching you from Israel. We like you. I personally notified a bunch of my friends about you. You actually got me into Islam. I was addicted to debate between atheists and Christians, and then I stumbled upon you, and it's much more interesting. I love the way that you know how to ridicule ideas and basically not people, but the people that deserve it. You can do it too. I was wondering if I stumbled upon the Christian Prince lately, and I wanted to ask if you thought about doing something with him.
Yeah, well, thank you so much. First off, I'm glad to have introduced you to this arena. I have in the past had a chat with Christian Prince once. We did something in the past, and occasionally he talked about something that I did, or I talked about something that he did. Maybe in the future we can collaborate again. It's just I don't know. We both do things in very different ways, which is, I guess, why we don't really encounter each other. But possibly could be.
It could be very entertaining. You can attack Islam uniquely, but I know it should be cool.
Maybe.
Also, if you come to Israel, I think you can learn about Islam here. You're invited.
Yeah, I actually want to take a trip to Israel at some point. I have some, just because I find it very culturally very interesting. I definitely want to go there once at least.
Yeah, sure.
And I also want to do some projects and maybe record some videos there. I have some great stuff in mind.
Yeah, you have a person here. I don't know if you can contact me somehow, but I'm here for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Sure.
All right. Thank you so much.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Hello.
Hi. How are you doing?
I'm Erkin from your Discord and from your members.
Oh, okay, nice.
I just took a long nickname for StreamYard.
Yeah, I didn't know what to call it because it just says Islam will become a minority religion someday. Yeah. How are you doing, Erkin?
And my mom came. I'll have to keep it short. Sorry.
Okay. No problem.
Thanks.
Thank you so much for joining. Okay, we can talk again in the future.
Okay.
Bye. Thank you. Oh, what did I do? Oh, hi, Al. How are you doing?
How's it going, brother?
Good. How are you?
Good. Nasılsın abi?
Oh, iyiyim. Sen nasılsın?
Man, I've been watching you for a while now. I love your content, brother. But can I give you a suggestion?
Yes. Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
No. All the content that you do is amazing, and I kind of I see that it directs towards Quran and the hadiths. Even what you were sharing with that. Where does the sun go, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just if you read everything that the Salafis wrote, like the early literature, they didn't understand. They literally took it everything what the Islam, what the Quran said.
Yeah.
And after 2 centuries later, all this mazhabs, when they came out, especially with Ibn Taymiyyah and all them, like that's when they started, because they had no other choice just to turn it into metaphysics. Some of the things that where Muhammad made boo-boo,
Yeah,
so they had to take it, like into different meaning. Is like trying to cover it up, But like my suggestion would be, like now, if you look into the Islamic world, people do not follow Quran and do not follow Hadith. They follow those mazhabs, because of what they said. They say, oh, we can't take it, like literally, or we can't take it that way because one of our imams said this way, so we have to follow the imam. So like it would be great if you you and other guys who are in the arena right now, like to take up on that and cover what they said and how they said it, like how they took it out of the context as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good suggestion. It's a good, nice way to approach that. I prefer to directly just go to the scripture, to the original scripture, and to show what the scripture actually says, instead of engaging with why they understand the things why they understand things the way they understand it today, and why it was corrupted, how it was corrupted, by whom it was corrupted. I don't deal with those aspects as much. I see what you're saying. That would be a good field to tackle. Would also take a lot more work, to be honest, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I think I could go into talking about that stuff generally, maybe at some point in a video, or keeping that for the future. I'm also studying at the same time, so I'm dedicating a lot of work to that and this at the same time, and both of that is study. So it's just my mind is full of information all the time. It makes me very tired.
Yeah. No, you have a unique way of delivering. That's how it works.
Yeah.
And if you bring it up that side as well, because in the Muslim world, like people read the Quran and also the hadiths, but they try to not to take any meaning out of it. And just because Imam said, like one of the Imams said something else, it's kind of like misconnection from like from the scripture,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'll keep that in mind.
Appreciate you, brother.
I'll keep that in mind. Thank you so much for joining me.
Really. Yeah, definitely, man.
See ya. Yeshua. Hello. Hi.
Hey, what's up, man?
Good. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you for joining. How's it going?
Pretty good. So I guess I would just ask you, because your position is atheist, and both atheists and religious believe all human beings came from one point, whether it's a common ancestor or whether it's Adam and Eve. But like, do you just take the position of like you just don't know, or like how do you view like the beginning of everything? That would be like my one question for you.
Well, thank you so much for that. Well, it is I don't know. It's a deep matter. Can I mute your microphone? I kind of hear myself back. I'm sorry.
Sure.
I'll activate it once I'm done. Okay. So the issue is that it's a matter that is full of speculations. I mean, when you think about religion and creation and how people apparently came forth from one certain point, which was initiated from creation of two humans, two beings, it's a belief that we have that we cannot substantiate in any way, that we don't have any evidence for, that I can personally not accept as reasonable. When you look on the other side of at the biological development of humans and of other animals, then I myself personally do not make any assumptions and do not stick with a certain strict idea on how humans developed and from what point they developed. What I do for myself is I simply observe the science and how science develops, how scientists develop, how they proceed, what kind of new information they deliver to us. Depending on that, I am simply watching the development of information. I myself am not making any certain claims about the origin or the origins, be it the origin of humans, the origin of life on Earth, be it the evolution, the development of different kinds of humans over time. I don't make any claims. What I know is that I know very little about these things, and I am simply an observer of science. That's all. That's my position. I hope that answers my position. I hope that answers the question.
Okay, yeah, I respect that, and I know it's a tough thought of like, you know, where did everything come from in the universe? But I'm just asking from the position of a Christian because I believe there's a purpose for everything, and you know, as a Christian, I believe that the best case scenario is that Jesus is the creator, and that, you know, he made the sacrifice for us personally. So, yeah, just giving you a few questions just for, you know, food for thought.
Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Thanks, bro.
I appreciate it. Thank you. See you again. Oh, wrong person here. Hi, Coit Pern.
Hello. I saw your question that you posted on your channel of the problem of evil.
Oh, yeah.
That's a really good question, and there is a really good answer or explanation.
Do you want to give me an answer to that right now? Because yes, I think that would evolve into such a huge discussion. But yeah, sure, go ahead.
It will be a short answer. You know, according to the Bible, God created, then there was some kind of chaos, and according to the Bible, it's because of the archangel Lucifer rebelled, and the universe at that time was in chaos and the earth. And then God restored, and there was further creation, and God created man for his purpose of expressing himself through people. But you know, the problem of evil is because God gave both man and angels free will. But if there is only one choice, the free will, you cannot exercise it because you don't have a choice. So God allowed the sin and all the darkness and corruption to happen, that there would be a dark background that you could really see what's worthy and what's not, and so that people could have a choice.
The issue is I have so many objections to that. One of them is God knew at the very beginning what Satan would do, and could have easily prevented the actions of Satan and his descent into causing corruption, making corruption. He could have easily prevented humans from this corruption. If God does create humans in such a way that they will have to deal with evil and with corruption, doesn't he initially have the power to prevent that and to solve that? If it is so detestable, so hated to him, the existence of evil, why doesn't he prevent it? You say it is about free will, that humans are supposed to have free will and choose between good and evil. But if God finds evil unacceptable, detestable, unforgivable to himself, then doesn't the existence of free will entail that evil will necessarily exist? Isn't it then a bad choice from the side of God to go ahead and create free will, because it will result in something that God finds unacceptable? So why does God create something whose result is unacceptable? Why does he choose not to create it? Or is God restricted to the necessity of also creating evil if he wants to give free will? Does that mean that God is limited in what he can and can't do, and he has to suffer the consequences of the things that he does? So
that's a long question, and
I know there are so many questions within this. It's a very long question.
I will try to answer very shortly. for free will to exist, then something besides God, something that is how to say, God is the ultimate good, but something besides has to be said. So God didn't create evil, but He allowed it to happen, because you cannot have free will without evil, without Satan, without some other choice. So
okay, I'll try to keep this very short. But will you have free will in heaven?
Of course, we will always have free will, and will actually, heaven.
Will you be able to choose evil in heaven?
No, because actually, okay, heaven is not the ultimate goal, because according to the Bible, God in Jesus Christ will come to earth and reign on the earth, and there will be a new earth and new heaven. So actually, the ultimate goal is not to go to heaven. So that's a common misconception that even many Christians have.
Okay.
But right now, this time we have.
But you believe in an ultimate stage where you will have free will, but you will also not commit any evil anymore. There will not be any punishment for evil, right? So
Yes,
why didn't God just create it initially that way? I don't know.
No, because we have to sort it out here.
Why?
And God allowed sin to come in, so that one thing is for us to have aspiration, because actually we be our creation, we desire good, we desire God, and we want to get rid of the evil. That's that's aspiration, and it's also for reward. It's for sorting out, because many people, they choose God, but they don't want to let go of the evil things, and they are somewhere in between, and then God has set the period of time in the future.
I get that.
It's called the millennium, that to reward those who are faithful and to discipline those who have been lazy and set back. So, but ultimately, all believers, real believers, will be like only constituted with God and good, and they will not choose something evil. So.
Okay. I appreciate that. I really enjoyed the discussion. I would love to go on. There are many people waiting, but I would like to have a stream on this specific topic at some point. I actually wanted to do that.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see it.
Okay, so. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
See you.
Goodbye.
Deckel, hi.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Sorry for.
Okay. No, I'm not the wrong person.
Okay. Hi. How are you doing?
Hi. Yeah, I'm good. And you?
Good. Thank you.
I'll try to keep it short. I was just willing to ask. I saw some of your videos about disproving parts of the Quran. And one thing I remember Christopher Hitchens saying, and I assume you're familiar with him.
Yeah.
Is that how he used to disprove the Quran not being the word of God is he used to say that the Quran verses quoted on the Dome of the Rock are different from the ones in the Quran itself. I'm not sure if you talked about it on one of your videos.
I haven't actually. I haven't even really looked into that.
I don't know if were you familiar with this?
Not entirely, no.
So my Arabic, I can read Arabic, but very limited. I tried looking up myself. I couldn't find any proper source that wasn't a translation, and I would always suspect translations of not being completely faithful. So maybe that, I don't know if that's a suggestion for something you could talk on. We could talk about it later in private together. I can show you what I did find, which I find a hard time believing is consistent, because one source says one verse it's different, it's modified from the Quran, but another source says that verse doesn't list that verse as one of the verses written on the Dome of the Rock. But And
I will definitely look into it. I take your suggestion. I will look into that.
If you want, I can write to you somewhere what I did find so far. Maybe
you can send me an email to theapostateprophet@gmail.com. I will probably definitely look into that myself. I usually immediately look up something that I'm curious about. Now I kind of am. But yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome. And since I mentioned him, what do you think of Christopher Hitchens? If you ever talked about him,
I really liked him. I really like him. Just because he's dead, it doesn't mean I don't like him anymore. I really like him. I think he had a very nice attitude. I know some people find that he was kind of a little bit bad with his attitude, that he calls out something as stupid if he does find it stupid. But I think that is great. Like, he has this one approach in debates where if he finds that a certain argument is not worthy discussing, he just dismisses it as stupid and goes into something else instead. And honestly, I love that. I love watching him do that. And yeah, but I think he was a great guy. I would have loved to meet him in person.
Peace be upon him.
Peace be upon him. Yeah. Thank you so much, Dick.
Thank you.
I'll take someone else. I'll see you again, hopefully.
Yes, sure.
Bye. Cody, hi. By the way, just a second before you go ahead, I will be here for another 10 to 15 minutes. Maybe. I don't know. I'll see. I'll just keep going until I can't anymore, because I will have to pick up my kids at some point. Okay. Hi, Cody. How are you doing? Hello? Hello? Hello? I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, yeah. Now, yes.
Okay, sorry about that. Doing good. You?
I'm good. Thank you.
What do you think was the major turning point for you to convert? Well, not convert, to leave Islam.
The major turning point depends on how you define turning point.
Do you think it's like the scripture, or was it a personal event with people?
I think the personal events never played a role in my own case. The major reason why, the major theme of things that made me leave Islam were the scientific mistakes of the Quran and how Islam is quite ignorant about the natural world around us. That was the major motivator. But eventually, the final thing that made me leave Islam was the realization that it simply doesn't make sense that Allah would predeterminate and create me this way and then judge me forever in hell. I was afraid of it, and eventually I realized that doesn't really make sense and can't be real. Yeah. If that answers the question.
Did you study any like philosophers during this time or anything?
I did. I did mostly just engage with theologians, not necessarily with different philosophical arguments and aspects, mostly just with Islamic theology itself. And that was basically which led me to certain conclusions. I only went into further arguments about this stuff later on.
All right. Sounds good. I'll leave you to the next people.
Okay. Thank you so much, Cody. But Apostate Aisha, hi. Hello. Hello. Hello. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. I can't hear you. I'm sorry. Hello? Hello? I see you're trying to mute and unmute your microphone. That's probably not the problem. What might be the problem is just that your microphone is not properly set up. Please try it. I will keep you here. I will not kick you out, just in case you can fix the issue. But I will take in someone else in the meantime. Hello, 1414001.
Hello.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good. Yeah, I've been following your channel for a couple of years now, I think.
Oh, hi. Yeah, 1414001. Can you give a can I put you on hold for a little bit and
Hello. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. I'll get back. Hello, Apostate. Hello, how are you doing?
Hi, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, yes.
Oh.
So you're a man, but your name says Apostate Aisha.
Yeah, because, because you want to keep it short, so a few questions. What's going on with your subscribers? I've been following you for a while, and seems like you're stuck between 270, 280,000. Do you think YouTube is behind this slow growth?
No,
because
I don't think so.
You should be like 1 million now.
No, the issue is I actually had a very rapid growth until 2019 or so. What happened in 2019 is that I got into some issues with my anxiety and a lot of stress, stopped making regular videos. And when I stopped making those regular videos, which kept my channel growing, the growth also slowed down. Then I had periods where I stopped making videos for a month or two altogether. So the growth basically died. Right now it's going back up again. It's like I have 7,000 new subscribers the last 30 days. So it's getting back to it. It's just if I myself don't put out proper content regularly, then I can't blame it on YouTube. It was just me. I'm getting back to it now, so it's all fine.
Okay. What about your silver button? Do you have it finally?
My what button?
YouTube silver button.
Oh no, I don't. They don't give it to me.
Okay, that's clear. What about are you familiar with Jay Smith?
I am, yes. Partly with his work, I am familiar. Yeah,
and he's done research about this issue if Muhammad existed or he did not exist, and he claims he did not. Do you agree with him?
I don't agree with him. I think Muhammad most likely existed. We have no doubt. We have no reason to doubt Muhammad's existence. If you want to look at anthropology, if you want to look at many people in history, we have a lot of people that we accept as historically real that we have less proof for. So we shouldn't really have any we shouldn't have really any reason to doubt the historicity of Muhammad's existence. I think he did exist. Narrations, multiple accounts about him exist, which point at the existence of some guy whose name was Muhammad and who did some things. I simply just think that we can doubt the things that he said and did because we cannot trust these biased reports about him, but I don't think we can really say he did not exist. I think that's weak, but I will come to that, definitely.
Thanks. Has anybody told you that, because I'm an ex-Mormon.
Oh, and
yeah. When I listen to you, your experiences, when you talk about Islam, about Muhammad, it's almost one-to-one with Mormonism. Has anybody told it to you already?
Yes, I have actually thought that myself. But ex-Mormons have told me that before. I myself have thought that when I went into religious studies and I learned more about Mormonism, I thought, man, this is disgusting. And I thought, Islam has a lot in common with Mormonism, and Muhammad has a lot in common with the prophet of Mormonism as well. It's how he made his scripture and all that. So it's really, there is something in common there, definitely.
I believe I watch all your debates with the Muslim apologists. What have you learned? I believe
I will have to move on. I will have to really move on. We have to keep it short. There are lots of people. There are like dozens of people waiting. I will really have to move on.
No,
we can talk again some other time.
Okay, thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, bye.
1414001. Thank you for waiting.
Yeah, I was just saying that I was listening to your content for a while, and I really appreciate how you and other people who criticize Islam really go through the sources a lot. I remember a while ago when I first started listening to David Wood, I was actually used to be on the side that I thought Islam was peaceful and all. And I really used to dislike him when I first listened to it. But the thing that really ended up changing my point of view was the fact that he was really meticulous with his sources. And I even found earlier that I would watch other critics of Islam really didn't go that into depth in the sources, and I really, appreciate people that are able to do that.
Thank you so much. That means a lot. And I think that was one of the things when I looked into criticism of religion. I looked on social media to find out what people say, how people criticize religion. One thing that I found very lacking was proper sourced criticism about Islam. The only person that I found when I looked was David Wood, who was actually engaging in very precise critique of religious scripture in a fair and accurate way. So I thought I really I have to do this myself as well. I'm trying to stay loyal to that aim. But yeah. Okay, thank you.
And I also do really appreciate, like hearing it from like an ex-Muslim and all as well. I really appreciate getting like that perspective. I mean, of course, every ex-Muslim is like comes from different backgrounds and different ideas. That, I actually got into like this kind like listening to Nabil Qureshi originally, but he was obviously he didn't like go into like isn't like David Wood, where he just blasted away. Not that he didn't like believe it, but I think he was trying to be nicer. In part because he was like more for universities and such, and but he got me into that, and then I started listening to David Wood, and I was like, "Oh, this guy's just a jerk," but his content. But eventually, as I was listening to him, I really started to end up liking him a lot.
Yeah, that's what people think about me. They see me first, and they think, "Whoa, what a jerk." That's how I imagine people view me. But yeah, but thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, by the time I got to you, I'd already gotten over David Wood. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Take that, David Wood. No, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I have to move on to the next guest, but I will be glad to have you again and talk to you again in the future. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Bye. Iliji, hi.
Hey man, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. I really like your channel, man.
Thank you so much.
You're doing important work, I feel.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Since these days you've been getting into philosophy a little bit, and I think a few days ago you put a post on YouTube saying that you're talking about knowledge and how it's important to gain some and expose yourself to new ideas. Stuff like, do you remember making that post?
Yeah, I was basically saying that I'm ignorant and an amateur, and and that it's important to learn more. Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to recommend some philosophical videos for you by someone who has changed my mind in a lot of ways. I think he can change yours. It's a bit heavy in philosophy, but if you sit through it, I think it's a great experience. It's just a YouTube series, so could I link it?
Sure. Yeah, sure. Who is that? What channel?
He's called Anti-Citizen X.
I see. Okay. Yeah, sure. You could definitely put that into the private chat as well, and I can look at that. Here.
Over here in the private chat, you see me.
Yeah.
You see me typing.
Yeah. I can do that. I can look at that.
There.
Okay.
And, hope you enjoy.
Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
See you, man.
See you. Bye. Just a little request to everybody after you're done talking, if you can just go and push that leave studio button so that others can come in. I don't know how long I can go with this. I didn't really think this whole thing through, but yeah. Hi everybody. Not hi everybody. Hi, I wish I could voice my opinions. Hello, I wish I could voice my opinions. How are you doing? Hello, I wish I could voice my opinions. How are you doing? It's really strange not to have a name, but just to have a phrase. If you can hear me, you are unmuted. You are muted. I cannot unmute you, but you can do that yourself. Unfortunately, I can't hear you now. I will put you on hold. Okay, left. Well, hello, Apostate Imam. How are you doing?
Hello, Posted Prophet. I'm good. I'm also an ex-Muslim atheist. I was a student of Dr. Zakir Naik. I'm scholar of Islamic comparative religion. And I'm also running my YouTube channel, but I make videos in Urdu language, where I actually deconvert so many Muslims into atheism. And I was editing my new video, but suddenly I saw that you are doing live stream. So I thought I was making a video that how Islamic geology is false, and how the history of Makkah is fake in Islam. And suddenly I saw your stream, so I had just quit editing my new video, and I thought that I should talk to you. Because my name is even similar to you. You're a Posted Prophet and Posted Imam. So it's really good. And
I just subscribed to your channel. Are you using a voice changer, by the way?
Yeah, I'm using a voice changer. I even message you. I send you an email 3 weeks before or 4 weeks before that I want to do a live stream with you. We could discuss on various issues about Islam. You could see that I left Islam for various reasons because of false prophecies Muhammad make, like the women of those tribe, actually they are moving their buttocks while taking round of Zul Khilasa in Bukhari 7116. In Sahih Muslim, actually, Hadith 2539 and 6485, that the last hour will not come until the last hour. Someone asked Prophet that when last hour will come.
He says the last hour will not come until you see the women of the Daos tribe shake their buttocks around the.
But in this hadith, he told that someone asked, and when last hour will come, he said that it will, and after 100 years, no one will survive. Means he's telling that after 100 years, the Qiyamah will come. And Sahih Muslim actually had a hadith 7410, 7411, 7412. He said that this young guy will not be old enough, and then the last hour will fall upon you. So it's actually simply lying. There are so many contradictions, like Jesus will descend and he will lead prayer. But in
I just talked
Muslim,
about that.
Hadith 7278, he will lead prayer. But in one hadith in Sahih Muslim, Hadith 395, actually he will pray behind Imam. In Manar al-Munif, he is praying behind Mahdi. And in Ibn Majah, Hadith 4077, he is actually descending in Baitul Maqdis in Jerusalem. But in Sahih Muslim 7373, he is descending in Damascus. Damashq.
Apostate Imam, you're making a lot of fantastic points and really refuting Islam here right now. It's fantastic. I would like to have a live stream with you one-on-one at some point. I will look for your email. My email inbox is a mess, everybody. If people send me emails, I'm really sorry about that. I have like hundreds of unread emails. I never thought I would be one of those people, but I have become one of those people. But I will try to get back to you. I will see that. I want to try to move on as quickly as possible here. But I just subscribed to your channel, and I'll get in touch with you so we can talk again.
I will wait for your email. I'm waiting it for a month. I'm waiting.
I will do that. I'll get back to you. Thank you so much. I'll get back to you. Okay.
I'll wait for your mail.
Thank you.
I'll wait for your response. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Nice. An apostate imam, an apostate scholar. Priest King. Hi, Priest King.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm your fan from India.
Hi. That's good. That makes me happy. Thank you.
Yeah, I've been an atheist for a few years, and after that, I couldn't see the world as it is, like all the crime that's happening. So I had to believe in God, So now I believe in God, but not in religion. So do you think like believing in God but not in religion is the best position to debate with religious people when it comes to morality? It's easy to.
I'm not really sure, in all honesty. If I want to discuss, it's a thing. I mean, if you want to talk about a deity that exists but religion does not exist, then are we talking about the classical deistic concept where you have a God who does not get involved in his creation, does not care about the things that you do, does not intervene, and does not judge you? Or are we talking about a God who will leave you to do certain things and will judge you accordingly, but he just doesn't intervene at the moment? Or are we talking about someone who really, a God who really just creates you and leaves you alone? And there are lots of positions that you could take. My issue is when thinking about a being like God without religion, what I think about is, what is the point of believing in such a being if you don't believe in these religions which introduced that being? Why exactly would I believe in a God? Why is there... I simply don't see any convincing reason why I would still hold on to such a belief if I don't have the religions which justify that belief.
Maybe the world looks a little bland, without believing in
it
God,
does. It does, but it might even look a little bit sad, to be very honest, sometimes. But I would rather want to know the truth than simply console myself with certain beliefs that I don't have any actual basis for. That's just what I think.
But you said about deist God, right? So my thing about deist God is, do you think deist God is useless? I mean, like, why call him God when he doesn't get involved in anything, right? So he doesn't have any power.
Yeah, I mean, I think you would have to establish a religion or give a reasoning as to why you believe that there is a God and what he is exactly about. A deistic God who does not get involved and who does not care is it's pretty much indifferent whether you believe in that God or not, because you have no reason to believe in that God. You will have no judgment, no message to interact with. So whether that God exists or not, it's completely irrelevant whether you believe in him or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's my position. But yeah, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you very much.
Have a good day. Bye.
You too.
Burhi. Hi, how you doing?
Hi, hello Rıdvan. Nasılsın?
İyiyim, sen nasılsın?
Ben de iyiyim. Teşekkür ederim. Actually, we had opportunity to talk. I had opportunity to talk with you. You remember me?
Yes, you are the
live
yes,
show.
yes.
Yeah,
you are the lawyer guy, aren't you?
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm his friend and his lawyer at the same time.
That's awesome. It's very nice to see you here.
Nice to see you too. And I wanted to thank you for your amazing videos and amazing points you are showing us. And I also want to ask you a question about the situation on Muslim majority countries. What I think is, among all other Muslim majority countries, Turkey is kind of the most fortunate one in the matter of criticizing Islam. Do you agree with that, or also maybe we can add also the point of freedom, maybe not the oppression of religion? What do you think about that? And in the future, nasıl görüyorsun bunu?
It's like I can just have my humble opinions. You are a lawyer yourself. You are dealing with
no, man, I'm not.
you're dealing with the criticism of Islam and with the government and how the Turkish law responds to these things. Bess, I think you're aware that I myself have been sued by a Turkish court for insulting Muhammad.
If you need a lawyer, you can reach me anytime.
Oh, I'll keep that in mind. But yeah, definitely, I mean, Turkey is definitely more fortunate when it comes to freedom of speech compared to many other countries that surround it and the vast majority of Muslim countries. I'm not entirely sure if Turkey is the best Muslim majority country in terms of that, because we have some countries like, I don't know how the situation in Azerbaijan is, or in in Kazakhstan and certain countries like that.
Maybe Albania. Kosovo, in European countries.
Yeah, but definitely, relatively, Turkey is much better, despite the fact that Turkey has an Islamist government at the moment.
There is one good point of it, actually. The government is today doing amazing work, turning young generations to like ex-Muslims, actually.
That's great.
Because they are doing disgusting things in the name of religion, in the name of Allah, and this gives us, the young generation, a sparkle 4 questions. What are they doing? Are they doing what I mean, the teach öğretiler bunlar mı? The things they are doing, are there in the script, and they are looking for it. And also thanks to Atatürk, the situation of Turkey is today different from the other Middle Eastern countries, we can say. And thanks to you and other people on internet.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I think the internet is really killing people's blind religiosity. I feel like when I look at Turkish entertainment, Turkish pop culture, I look online at the Turkish music that comes into existence nowadays, and I compare it to Turkish music 10 years ago or 20 years ago. I can't believe how much the culture has changed in Turkey and how much people have become more accepting of things that nobody would have accepted 10 years ago or 20 years ago. It's really amazing to see how the culture is developing, and people are turning away from becoming more religious and more blind.
Staying away from Islam.
Staying away from Islam. Thank you so much. Well, so thank you so much, Buri, for joining. It was a great surprise to have you here. I'm really happy. Thank you.
Küçük bir kanalım var. 8.000 falan abone. İzleyenlerime de öneriyorum seni. Yani eğer bir canlı yayın falan fırsatı olursa da maille ulaşmak isterim.
Sevinirim tabii ki. Tabii ki. Thank you so much. You can also reach me through Efe Idol, by the way.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. See you.
Bye.
Yep. Okay. Waleed. Hi, Waleed.
Hello.
Hi. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. Thank you.
So I'm an ex-Muslim from Pakistan, and there's one thing that I wanted to ask you. So oftentimes this is the one argument that always Pakistanis for some reason use, and that is that like most discriminating things about Islam comes from Sahih Bukhari. So most of the time the argument is like, well, Sahih Bukhari isn't a real Islamic book, or like that doesn't matter, anything written in there. We talk about Quran only. So what do you say about that? Like, what argument do you use against that?
It's a very weak position. I know what you're talking about, because that's also a very common popular narrative in Turkish culture. When you bring up things to Turkish Muslims, they say, when you bring hadith to Turkish Muslims, they say, well, it's just the hadith, how can we trust it? They don't really understand how hadiths work and how they are evaluated. The issue is, while they are dismissing or criticizing certain hadiths, they are also very strictly holding on to other hadiths and practicing them and preaching with them. And you just have to call out that hypocrisy. If they want to doubt certain hadiths, especially Sahih Bukhari hadiths, which are vastly the most reliable hadiths there are, then they cannot simply be loyal to other hadiths. They cannot simply be loyal to other traditions within Islam. Then they should only hold on to the Quran itself and be literalists about the Quran. But if they only want to hold on to the Quran, then how can they exactly substantiate their whole belief and their whole claim that the Quran is indeed an authentic, well-preserved book that came from Allah? Because we only know how the Quran came into existence, how it was recited, how it was compiled, how it was turned into a book, because of the hadith. Because we look into the hadiths and we see there described that Muhammad used to make these revelations, people used to listen to him, people collected those hadiths, those verses, and turned them into a book. So if you want to doubt and completely dismiss the hadith, then you have nothing left. Then you simply have a book, and you have no reason to believe that this book is indeed from Muhammad in its preserved form, and that Muhammad did indeed receive that book through an angel from Allah. And how can you trust Muhammad if you don't even trust those hadiths that we have much more proof for? I mean, this is a very huge topic that I wanted to make a video about forever and still have not done it, because I always feel like I have to add more arguments to this stuff. But that's just kind kind of a response.
Yeah, it's something that always kind of annoys me, because every time you tell them like, hey, this is what he said, this is what was the deal, and they're like, yeah, well, that's in Sahih Bukhari. And even if you take something from the Quran, the argument is obviously always it's metaphysical, we don't know what it means.
yeah, that's a very absurd excuse anyway.
Well,
thank you so much, Walid. Thank you so much, Walid. I appreciate it.
Okay, and stay away from Islam.
Stay away from Islam. Thank you. See you.
Okay.
All right, Ryan Sami. Walid, you can leave the stream. Okay, thank you. Ryan, hi. Your connection is terrible. I cannot understand you. I cannot hear you. I'm sorry. Can you try again? That sounds very disturbing. I don't know what you're saying. I cannot hear a single word. The connection is very bad. Nope. Try to connect again, maybe to a different stream. I'm sorry. I can literally not hear a single word. Yeah, someone says you sound like a robot. Yeah, I'm sorry, Ryan. I have to take in someone else, but thank you so much. Ex-Muslim India. Hi.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. Hi, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm from India, and first of all, I'm a big fan of you, David Word, and Christian Prince, of course. I'm an
Thank you so much.
ex-Muslim, and it's been a year I've been an ex-Muslim. I've been following your journey a lot. So honestly, like, I'm just talking very personal right now. The one thing that got me into believing that I don't want to follow this religion is simply because if you can stand behind a man who is doing that to a pubescent child, you can stand behind any abuser in the world. You can get behind any abuser in the world. And I was a victim of child abuse, so that kind of encouraged me to not follow this man, not follow this religion. So yeah, thank you so much for showing me the right way. And yeah, and I just want to ask you one thing, that how do you feel Islam will continue in the following days with the growth of internet?
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I'm sorry for what you went through, but I have said before, it's very it's very disturbing to think about this. But I have said to people before, I mean, if you, with your current understanding of how people do not want a 50-year-old man to engage with a little girl. Picture a 6-year-old girl, picture a 9-year-old girl, and then think that this holy prophet of yours, who was inspired by Allah supposedly, actually had sexual intercourse with a girl who was 9 years old, got married to her when she was 6 years old. Does that sound pleasant? Does it look pleasant? Does it look like it was very enlightening? With the understanding that you have today, because you now realize what such a relationship implies and what it is, I ask people to picture that again, as disturbing as it is, just because it is so disturbing. No, I agree completely. As for
how long people go to justify that disgusts me even more. How much you want to bend the truth, how much you want to go around it. That, like, personally, that just hurts me even more. That someone can do that to my own abuser.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you
understand
so much,
it.
anyway.
I understand it.
Okay.
Well, I would say about the future of Islam, the internet is definitely doing things to Islam. It's killing Islam. People are waking up. People are communicating. It is definitely doing a lot of things to Islam that it didn't do before. Muslim society is largely used to only listening to their Muslim authorities, and with the spread of mass media and social media, people get exposed to different opinions, different ideas, and question their own ideas even more. And that will definitely bring the end of Islam. I often jokingly say that Islam will die within the next 200 years, but I'm not entirely joking. I think that the next 200 years will,
Amen.
I think the next 200 years will be very bad for Islam, or very good for all of us.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Lovely following your journey. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Right. Subaltern, hi. How are you doing?
Hey, thanks for adding me. I'm an ex-Muslim who's originally from Bangladesh, and I really appreciate the content that you make. It's literally, if I were to make the same thing, I'd probably get killed or exiled. I wanted to ask you whether you think the word Muslim phobia is more accurate to describe the racialization of Muslims compared to Islamophobia, because in my opinion, Islamophobia, it's just a term that's used to silence criticism from apostates, and it really, and especially when it comes to the racialization part, it doesn't really talk about the issue. It literally is something that gives more value to the religion rather than the Muslim people themselves. So what do you think of that?
Well, I personally don't like either of those words, be it Islamophobia or Muslimphobia. But to simply describe a certain big prejudice toward or against Muslims, a term like anti-Muslim bigotry or anti-Muslim prejudice would do it much more justice than using the phobia attachment, and especially using the word Islamophobia, which I completely agree is very, very misleading, very terrible. It's pretty dumb. It's and people use it. We see that Muslim apologists, defenders of Islam, even people who believe that I should be executed for what I am doing, take advantage of this situation and call me an Islamophobe simply for criticizing Islam or for, ridiculing Muhammad, for example. And they use this to their advantage to describe both the critic of Islam, somebody like me, and someone who literally wants to go out and harm Muslims with the same term. And that is so damaging and so slanderous. I entirely agree with that. Yeah.
It's also something that's like used by fundamentalists themselves. Like they use that term, they use that umbrella of like pseudo-liberalism just to make sure their religion exists.
It plays into the hands of radical people who believe in very terrible things. And it's very,
I just wish people could like differentiate between criticizing an ideology. Like, I don't think that we shouldn't criticize Islam for whatever reason. Like, there's nothing special about it.
Yeah, it has no special rights. Absolutely. I agree with that. Thank you so much. Thank you, Subaltern, for joining. Thank you. And I hope to talk to you again. Boston Red Sox. Hi. Boston.
Hi, how are you, bro? Can you hear me?
Good. Yes, I hear you. Hi, how are you?
Good, man. I appreciate you taking me. Been a big fan of your work. I just want to suggest. Would you be able to actually look into the fiqh material, Sharia manuals? Those things really help to expose Islam. Reliance of the Traveler, those kind of materials that Muslims don't want us knowing about. It would be really good to use them.
Yeah, I recently thought about. I have been forever thinking about speaking about certain things within Reliance of the Traveler specifically, and also certain other books.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a lot of very terrible stuff that you can find within the most popular books, the Mughni and all that stuff, or even by scholars that have a reverence for different reasons, like I don't know, Ibn Qayyim and all those people. If you look into their books about social matters, you will find a lot of very terrible things. That and the thing is, you see Muslim apologists praise these people and judge by their words, while also depicting us as Islamophobic and taking things out of context. But if we actually opened up those books and showed them to the public, they would reveal that we are exactly right in our descriptions of what Islam is and what Islam aims to do. So that is a good suggestion. I don't know why I personally do not go into those things more. I feel like I just have this sentiment that I would rather stick to the Quran and the Hadith, because as soon as I go into a fiqh book, there will be multitudes of different Muslim sites who will start making the objection that this is only a specific book, we don't follow this book, we don't accept this book, and so on, it will be a giant mess. And yeah, it's a complicated matter.
Yeah, if you look into a YouTube channel from Lloyd De Jong, he goes into all these materials. He actually posts them, screenshots them on the screen, and he goes by, sentence by sentence, breaking down everything. His name is Lloyd De Jong. It's a Dutch name.
Oh, I heard about
DEJOGHNG or something. Lloyd De Jong. Yeah, he's really good. And also, if you go on Facebook, my account, Sergio Terra Jr., I post a lot of stuff there, and I'm always debating Muslims. Sergio Terra Jr. And everything's public. So, I'm happy to help. Anything I can do for you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate
keep up the good work.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Really. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye.
All right, you too, bro.
Mr. Virginia, USA. Hello.
Hello, boss. How are you?
Sorry.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
Hello. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Yeah, nice to talk to you first time. I'm following you from I think quite a long time. I think Samir Abdul Samir. I think after that you were the next guy I was following. But I'm atheist from like 2009. But really there was not much before. The first guy I see about Islam was mainly Abdul Samir, and then second was you. Then the Haris Sultan and Walid Kamal, and they came. Gondal came, and then a lot of last 4 or 5 years. Then we have explosion of people. But you are doing very good job, and I'm very fan of your work. I have one suggestion. Like you, in a week, you should do like Ghalib and Haris. You do a stream where people can call you, just like you're doing today. So you have like 2, 3, 4 hour, whatever. You do a stream so people can come and ask you questions, and that will be much interaction with your audience. So what do you think about that?
I just don't know how to do it, because I wanted to try this today. I actually thought I would just go live for like half an hour and take some guests, but now I see that there are hundreds of people who want to join and wait in the in line. There are only 12 spots here in this room. I just noticed that the stream has been going on for 1.5 hours. I thought I was just online for half an hour. So it's very complicated.
This is very...
But yeah, I will try to do that. I will try to get through even quicker. But thank you so much.
Yeah,
I appreciate it. I'll take a suggestion.
If you take one day like Haris, he do one in English, one in Urdu on Friday and Saturday. You can do something like that. Choose one day, and then people can come and they can interact. That will be great for people. They can share. They can bring questions and good discussions and everything. It's very good. And second is about the Islamophobia. So what about the?
I want to move on. Thank you so much. There are lots of people waiting, but I will have more time again in a different stream. But thank you so much for joining. Okay, I'll have to move on.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Right. Hisham, hi. Hello. Why is there a comment saying Allah has an Indian accent? Hello? Can you hear me? I don't think you can hear me. I can't hear you.
Hello? No?
Hi. Yes, hi. How are you?
My microphone is not that good. I'm sorry.
No problem. You're drilling through my ears right now. It's like
it's not that good.
It's fine. It's fine now. Yeah. Go
ahead. I'm a Muslim, and I have a few questions actually. In a few of your videos, sometimes I see that you use your own interpretations of the verses of the Quran. Do you understand me?
Yeah.
Yes, and even I don't understand how you can use your own interpretations of the things, and even the
like what, for
scholars.
example?
Islamic scholars have a problem. Sometimes even they have a problem to interpret the Quran in the correct way. You understand me? My English is not that good.
No, sure, I understand. But what, for example? Do you have an example for that?
Yeah, like how do I say that in English? Sometimes your interpretation of the verses are not the same like the interpretations of the scholars. You understand me?
I understand, but do you have an example in mind? Because that's a claim that you make, but do you have a certain example so I can understand what you mean?
What was it? I think in a video you said the Quran says the earth is flat or something like that. And sometimes I see that Surah An-Naziyat, verse 30, I think, it says in English, and after that the earth wide has he spread its expanse amazingly. And this verse does not imply that the earth is flat, you understand me?
Mm-hmm.
And then you say, in your video that the Quran says that the earth is flat. Sometimes I don't understand.
Okay, but the thing is, here's what I'm doing. Look, here's what I do. I don't. What I do is I look at certain Quran verses. I look at the Quran. I made the same thought project with Muhammad Hijab, for example, when I was having a discussion with him, and he refused to engage with this thought project. But I made a whole video about this as well, about the flat earth in the Quran. For example, you look at the Quran and you see that the Quran says a certain number of things. For example, it says that Allah created the earth and the heaven, and his throne was above the waters. Then he raised the heaven, and the heaven is a ceiling above the humans, and through that ceiling Allah sends water. Allah holds up the ceiling with or without invisible pillars. Okay, just a second. Yeah, that's what Allah does. And then you see that the stars are above us, and the sun and the moon are running to a certain point, and Allah spread the earth. If you look at the context of these things, if you were a person who had no idea what the world looks like, and you only read this book, what you would understand from that is that the earth is this flat ground which has a ceiling, and so on. You know, that is the conclusion that I get. What I say is, this is what the Quran says, and this is what I get from this, because obviously on a pure reading, this is what you get from it. If you reinterpret it in a different way, that is when you will get to the conclusion that the Quran does not indeed describe such a primitive world. Does the Quran ever speak of a galaxy? No. Does it speak of outer space? No. Does it speak of planets? No. Does it speak of the shape of the earth? No. What it does speak of are things that clearly look to the ignorant eye, and to my eye as well, like a flat earth.
Yeah, I understand you. Even I have sometimes problem to understand the things from the Quran, because it is really, I don't know, hard to read, but not in a bad way, but in a way to not understand it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, I have to look at scholars and how they interpret these things and so on. And I don't know how to interpret these things, because there are many, really many translations of the Quran, different translations, because one word can have 10 meanings. You understand me?
I understand. How about this? I have to keep going and take the next guest. But I appreciate your conduct. I appreciate you calling in and all that. I will definitely have certain live streams where I want to discuss more with Muslims directly. I could have one about the flat Earth matter, for example, in the Quran. I would love to have you and other people call in and discuss this stuff with me. I would thankfully like to go into that. But this stream is more just a hangout session. I would like to move on to the next person. Is that okay with you?
I saw that you speak also German.
Ja, I do. I speak German, yeah.
Ach so, okay.
Ja. Ich spreche Deutsch, ja.
Ah, du sprichst auch gut Deutsch, ja.
Oh ja, danke. Okay, I hope to talk to you again.
Danke. Ciao.
Ja, auf Wiedersehen. Ciao. Uzma Khan, hi.
Hello, Apostate Prophet. How are you? Hello, can
Good.
you hear me?
How are you? Yes, I hear you. Yes.
I'm good, thank you. I am actually from ex-Muslim, originally from Pakistan, but I'm living in Australia, and I have been watching your videos since last few years. But before that, I watched many. From 2000, I've been watching Christian Prince, David Wood, Sam Shaman, and and then still I'm continuing watching. I left Islam because of many reasons, actually. Mainly is there is no right for women in Islam, and because of the beating and giving bruises. So I don't want bruises, so that's why I left Islam. And then so and then for many reasons, and then so thank you so much, and you are doing great work. I keep doing
Thank
it,
you.
and
I
we have
appreciate it.
learned. I have been actually personally, I have been learning a lot about Islam, and all the resources as well which you give. And I love that your recent video, not like just not that long ago, you made about the Kaaba, different Kaabas. That was wonderful. That was wonderful.
Thank you so much.
And that
Thank you. I
gives
appreciate
us like a lots of information, and you did a lot of good research on that. That's really, I really appreciate your work.
Thank you so
I have actually I have recently opened my little channel just to empower women, and I'm just gonna post it in a private chat if you can just have a look. And then just to empower Islamic Muslim, especially the Muslim women, because in in Muslim society, lots of women, they're actually scared to talk, and they have no courage to. So basically, because of, I just ask all the Muslim women especially to come forward and talk, and have asked if any question they have. If they're comfortable talking to women, they can come and talk to me, and and we have other women as well, so we're working together. So
I will check out
so
your
it's a
channel.
little,
I will check it out, and I will also try to share it. Okay, I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
thank you so much. Thank you so much, Apostate Prophet. Thank you so much, and wonderful work. God bless. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Hello.
Hey,
Muhammad.
Jen.
Good. How are you?
You've seen me on Pine Creek channel, haven't you?
Have I seen you? I don't know if I've seen you.
No, you've seen what I look like. I'm the person that said that Kaaba looks like, sorry, not the Kaaba, cube. Is it the Kaaba that's in Mecca?
You were the person who said the Kaaba is like a GameCube, and
Yes. and Prophet, I have to expose you now. You're in contact with Nintendo, right?
Yeah.
So where's the graphics card?
Do you want to talk to me again about how you want me to convince Nintendo to let you play with the GameCube in Mecca?
Yes. Yeah. I know I'm not supposed to tell anyone, but you're angry with me, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. Don't do that in public. Oh.
He's a Nintendo agent, everybody. That's why he's got.
I could probably get sued for saying something like this. Don't do that to me.
It does look like a GameCube, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does a little bit. Yeah, the Kaaba does look like a GameCube. It looks like a lot of different things.
Did Pine Creek say to you when I can go to Mecca?
I don't know. Arrange it with Pine Creek. Thank you, Mohammed. I appreciate you joining. Okay.
Wait, could you go to Quran 22:15?
You want me to go to Quran 22:15 right now?
Yeah, go to Muhsin Khan's translation.
I know that verse.
Yeah, I'm not actually the one who pointed that verse out. It literally says, well, if you're gonna debate a Muslim next time, I actually went on Discord today.
That's that verse, yeah.
Yeah, I went on Discord. I said when I was a Muslim, some guy said to me, I don't want to convert to Islam. I'm an ex-Muslim. You can tell by the name.
Okay, yeah, I do.
So I told him, when I was a Muslim, I told him that this was on Discord. I said to this Muslim guy, you can go kill yourself if you don't want to become a Muslim.
Dude. Yeah, so that's basically what the verse says in some very strange way. But yeah, this is a very disturbing verse. Chapter 22, verse 15.
This verse already.
Yeah.
It's disgusting, isn't it?
Yeah. I will probably talk about this verse at some point. Okay. Well, thank you, Mohammed. I'll try to move on to the next guest. But thank you so much. Play with your GameCube in Mecca. Thank you. Hi, Abdullah.
Dostum merhaba.
Oh, merhaba.
How's it going, man?
Good. How are you?
Good. So, cutting to the chase. My story is pretty much similar to yours, except that I come from a Turkish family that has a lot of religious scholars, and it's very hard to come out and pronounce the A word, but you get it. Anyhow, I wanted to ask. So how do you don't speak Arabic, right?
I don't speak Arabic now.
So when you do your research, how do you do it? Do you search in English and Turkish?
I do mostly search in English. I do search some sources that are only in Arabic. Some sources are only accessible in Arabic. You know that. Certain tafsirs are only available in Arabic. I search those in Arabic and figure them out. I have a little bit of familiarity with the Arabic linguistics, certain words, structure of sentences and this and that. But mostly I rely on English, Turkish, and German. When it has to come to Arabic, I try to figure it out, or I try to consult certain people who help me with that stuff as well.
You're really doing a great job by not speaking Arabic. I do speak, even though both my parents are Turks. But I was born in Medina, so I grew up in Medina and speak really fluent Arabic. And I see there's some gap that it's hard for you to find out since you don't speak the Arabic language.
Yeah.
And I think it would be better to team up with somebody who speaks it, somebody who's good, like somebody who really delve in there. Because I see when you debate with these folks, your best friend, Mohammed Hijab, for example, because he's an Arab, he speaks Arabic. He tries to, sometimes, when he does his tap dancing, he tries to use that language ability against you. And I understand you do pretty good job, but it's still, he kind of like sometimes gets away because of his advantage of knowing Arabic.
Yeah, he did that with that thing, for example, with the tafsir. He made a wrong quotation from the tafsir,
right,
and said to me, "But you can't read it because you don't speak Arabic." And I did not respond in the moment because I don't know how to respond to that. But when I check it afterwards, I find out that he was actually lying about it.
Well, also, like what's his name? Nadir Ahmed, I think his name is. He also did that tap dancing with him, and he played with the language a little bit. And coming back to one of the recent videos you were talking about the sun going and bowing at the God's throne, whatever. I don't think somebody used this argument against whatever you were saying, but I heard it with a lot of Arabs, Muslim Arabs, obviously. They say, "Oh, you don't get it. It's metaphorical." And we know in Arabic we say the sun went behind the mountain. Did the sun go behind the mountain? Of course not. But that's like, it's metaphorical. That's how the Arabic language is malleable. We can play with it, blah, blah, blah. And God didn't mean, forbade him that, the sun is like, turning into a human-like shape, going down to under God's throne. It's not that. So they do a lot of tap dancing over there.
Yeah. You should contact me. We should.
Yeah, I would love to. So I don't claim myself as like being knowledgeable, but I'm pretty good with Arabic. Like I consider myself like a native speaker.
I think you got in touch with me before. I feel like I remember something.
I did. Yeah, I did talk to you before. Yeah.
So
talked to, if you remember him, the Egyptian guy Ahmed Sami. Do you remember him?
Yes, I do.
He's amazing, man. That guy is amazing. He's doing a really good job. So he's amazing. It's like if you can keep up with that guy, he's good in philosophy. He always keeps up with the updated stuff, and he's always like Muslims always try to talk to him. It's very fair. He's very laid back. He doesn't blow up or anything. So he's a really great guy to be friends with.
Okay. Well, I'll keep it in mind. Let's talk more after this. Okay.
One last thing before I let you go. I hear like there was the other Turkish friend. I hear you guys say, and I heard you say this before, that Turkey is becoming more liberal and people are opening their eyes and yada yada yada. I just see it the other way around, man. Because when I used to go to Turkey when I was little, before Erdogan's time, it's like things where I felt it was more liberal. It was like you would see less religious stuff. The prayers are not everywhere. Not everybody's praying, But now it's exactly the opposite. You see more headscarves. You see more, like the call of prayer is everywhere. People like even in their language, like they're using more, religious phrases more than before. And
I think what people mean is that in the past, religion was kind of suppressed in the public, in society. But after Erdogan came into power, after his Islamist party ascended to power, it became the Muslim aspects of society became more open and went more into the public. It became the government and the ruling force, which is why it's now all out in the open. That's why it looks like it is more religious. You have a religious government, which is why it looks like it's more religious. But if you look at research, if you look at polls, you see that especially the younger population is significantly less religious than they were 20 or 10 years ago. I think that's what people mean when they speak of people of younger people especially getting less religious. I get what you mean. The society looks like it's getting much more religious.
But like I feel that the young folks in Turkey are turning into, like, as you're saying, they're getting more liberal, they're not getting religious and whatnot. But at the same time, they kind of like, in the back of in their heads, they know like, oh, Islam is the right thing. Oh, I'm a Muslim. I don't pray. I don't, do whatever Muslims are supposed to do. But whenever you insult the Prophet or you insult the God or say something bad, they get really angry, like really quick, because they want to kind of like, it's like a psychological move, because they don't want to appear as like they don't care, because they know they feel guilty from inside. So they kind of like extra aggressive nowadays. And that's how it feels to me. Like that's how I see it with the young people in Turkey. I could be wrong again, because this is all in my circle. This is totally in a doodle. So I don't know what to base it on, honestly.
Okay. Well, we'll talk again. I'll have
you're
to
not in Clubhouse, right?
What?
You're not in Clubhouse, right?
No, I don't. I'm not.
Okay. Maybe we'd love to see you there. I'll be in touch, buddy. Thank you for letting me the
We'll
chance.
talk again. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Hello, Donner.
Hello?
Donna. Hi.
Do you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Okay. So I have a question. So like you agree the year is 2021, right?
Yes.
Okay, so do you agree that it's been 2021 years since Jesus?
I don't exactly know that, no.
Because like BC and AD, like BC means before Christ, and AD means in the year of our Lord.
I only agree that it is 2021 because that is the current system that we are using. I don't exactly know if the numbers that we are using are actually right and if they are actually leading us to the correct incidents that they refer to.
Yeah, but like if Jesus didn't exist, right? Because like when the Romans, when they were coming up with the system to measure time, they based it off of the most important event that happened in history at that moment, and it was Jesus. So if Jesus didn't exist, we wouldn't know what year it is today.
I mean, we would still know what year it was, what year it is today. The Romans were using a different calendar before they adopted the calendar that was based on the Gregorian one that we have today. They had a different calendar that was, I believe, before that they were using a calendar that was based on the formation of Rome, as far as I don't remember it. As far as I remember it, different civilizations, the Hebrew people have used a calendar that is still in existence, that is much older than Jesus. So I don't exactly know where we would be getting with this. I don't have a problem with the existence of Jesus.
Yeah, but like the whole world like bases time off of that system that we're using, which is Jesus.
Because Christianity
So it's
happens
like,
to
so
be
it's like,
the majority religion, which kind of took over the power and gave people this measurement.
yeah, but like literally, if Jesus didn't exist, we wouldn't know what year it is today. I mean, just like the whole world agrees on it. Like China, they use the same system. Europe, America, and like the majority of countries use it. The
Okay,
only countries that don't use it are like North Korea.
okay, but what I don't
Like
understand
in
what
North,
are you saying with this?
so like if Jesus didn't exist, right? If Jesus didn't exist, we wouldn't know what year it is today. The year would be completely different.
Yeah, it would be different because we would base it on something else. I mean, it is also the calendar based on Jesus is also not necessarily accurate. It doesn't tell us anything about the age of humanity or the age of the earth. It is just a calendar that is based on a certain religious opinion. I mean, it doesn't tell us anything about how old the earth is or how old humans are. I don't understand where we're going with this.
No, because like look, Jesus, right? Like so. We
Okay.
don't know when the earth was exactly created, right? We don't know when
Yeah.
time was like first
Yeah.
created, right? And we
Yeah.
don't know when time is going to end, right?
Yeah.
So we have to measure time based on something in the middle.
Yeah.
But like in Rome, right, when they were doing that, they did it off of an event. So like the event that they chose was
Yeah.
the event of Jesus because that was the most important thing that happened in the world at that time.
Because they were Christians. Yeah.
They weren't Christian, they were pagan.
No, the calendar that we're talking about was actually made by determined by Christians.
Oh, it was?
It was, unless I'm really terribly wrong about this. I don't know.
I thought the Romans did it.
Yeah, but the current Gregorian calendar that we have was actually a calendar that did not come into existence as a result of certain non-religious people. It came into existence as a result of. It is called a Gregorian calendar because it is related to it is related to. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure about the details. But it is based on the whole idea of Christianity. Romans used to use a calendar that was entirely different, that led back to a different event. Other civilizations led back to different had calendars that led back to different events. So the whole reason why we are using this calendar that we have today is that the Christian idea of a calendar became dominant because Christianity is a major religion that dominated the West, and the West began to dominate the culture in the world and made the world adopt this calendar as the common understanding of what time it is at the moment. It doesn't really tell us much.
Well, if the world, if it's based on Christianity, right? How come like Islam? How come they don't use a different calendar?
Islam has their own calendar. Muslims
like
have
East, like
Muslims. They have their own calendar. They just use the Gregorian calendar for international understanding, and mostly because they adopted a Western way of governing and thinking. But Muslim societies did use their own calendar. It's called the Hijri calendar, which leads back to the pilgrimage. The settling of Muhammad to. From Mecca to Medina. That's where the Islamic calendar begins. The Hebrew calendar begins with the supposed Hebrew beginning of history, and Chinese people used a different calendar that leads back to a different event. So the whole reason why we're using this calendar that we have right now is that Christianity became relevant, and eventually culturally impacted and dominated the world. And I don't even think that the calendar that we are using, the Gregorian calendar, is a good calendar. I think it's a very terrible calendar. It messes up the entire system. We would have a different calendar in existence if we didn't have this one, which actually has 13 months that are where every month is equally divided, and every year the same day of the same month falls on the same day. So the calendar that we have right now is not even that impressive. But again, I don't see the point. But I'll have to move on to the next caller. So
all right, I just wanted
thank
to
you
say
so much.
that, like, the whole world kind of agrees that Jesus, like, they agree something on Jesus. Like, the
Jesus
whole
is
world, like,
significant and very influential. I agree on that too, but that's it. Yeah.
all right, I appreciate
Thank
your
you.
time.
Thank you. Great. All right, Muhahae. Hi.
Hey, am I audible?
What? Yes,
Hello?
you are. You are. You are. You are. Yes, I
Great.
can hear you.
Well, first off, greets from Germany as well.
Oh,
I'm a
hi.
German caller. But I want to talk about what do you think about, like, the idea that Muslims have about ayah being like a revelation, a sign.
What I think about
Because they
that?
don't think like they have verses, right? Because people usually call it verses, but
Mhm.
actually it's not. For
Yeah.
them, it's like signs, right?
Yeah. That's actually yeah. People may not be aware of this, but yeah, a Quran verse is actually called an ayah, which is a sign, a revelation from Allah, and the Quran refers to its own verses as the signs, the ayah which Allah sends down and gives to Muhammad. That is indeed the understanding that Muslims have. Muslims just have this entire concept that these are signs, revelations given to Muhammad as a miracle. And that's also where the entire idea comes from, that the Quran is the original or the only miracle of Islam. They have this understanding, but yeah, I don't know. What are we supposed to do with that information? In the end, it's just verses in a
Yeah,
book.
it's like somewhat bizarre to me how like don't marry Muhammad's wives after him is like a supposed sign. Like
Yeah.
there are some more examples of it, but this is just one specific example, which is like, I don't know, like this is like not a special sign for nowadays anymore, right?
I think the significance of why it's called a sign is just it is supposed to mean or supposed to imply that this is something superior and supernatural that is inspired by Allah through an angel to Muhammad, which is why it is called an ayah instead of just a statement or a sentence, because it is something of supernatural origin, a sign. I think that is what the message behind it is. But yeah, if you actually go into analyzing the details of these signs, of these ayah, then you find that they say some very weird things like don't make Muhammad sad by marrying his wives after he dies. And it is really strange. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate your call.
Yeah, thank you too.
Thank
have
you.
a great day.
Auf Wiedersehen. Thank you.
Bye.
I want to leave soon. There are people waiting. It will never end. I have to go to the bathroom. I have been sitting here for 4 hours straight. I'm also extremely hungry. I seriously did not realize that I have been live for so long, because I talked to, I don't know how many people I talked to. Just half an hour ago, it felt like I only talked for half an hour, and I thought that was 10 minutes ago, but that was actually half an hour ago, which was 1 hour and 30 minutes, and now it's 2 hours. Can you make sense of that? I can't. But I'll take maybe 2 more people. I really need to go pee right now. I'm really holding. I haven't done this since childhood. Hi, yo mama.
Hey, what's up?
Good. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I did have a few questions for you.
Can we make it very quick? I have to go to the bathroom.
Okay, so will you debate Sheikh Uthman in Barbosa Park?
I will not go to debate him. I mean, Sorry, I hear myself back. Yeah, I won't go to have a discussion with him in the park. My offer to him was that he would have an actual structured debate with me near the park, wherever he wants, at his own convenience. I'm ready to do that. Unfortunately, he wants to discuss at the park instead. I don't think that's an appropriate way to have a debate. No.
Okay, that's all I had.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you. Rifian Hasi Farmer. Yeah. Hi.
Hey, man.
Hi, how are you doing?
Hey, I got a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just one question I was wondering.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Thank you.
Do you agree with Geert Wilders? He lives in my country.
Oh, you are from the Netherlands. Nice.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
fine.
Originally, not. My parents were immigrants. You know.
Do I agree with Geert Wilders? Well, there
Yeah.
are many things that I disagree with him on, and things that I, of course, agree on with him as well. I have been kind of quiet about politics for quite a while now, for like 2 years now. Before that, I was very much involved in politics, talked about it, talked about political figures like him as well. I'm not really engaging in that stuff anymore. So I kind of really don't even feel like I want to make any statements about political ideas and figures and names. But I don't exactly agree with his party policies, if I can say that.
Yeah.
I agree with his stance on Islam, mostly. I agree with some of his stances on Muslim society and Muslim culture and how it's different. But there are so many layers to this. You understand, right? This is a very it's very complicated to say. Yeah. So,
but it was just like it's very controversial to agree with him for all here in the Netherlands, you know. But I actually very agree with him on the basics he makes on Islam, you know.
Yeah, no, I completely think that he did a great job in the past and is still doing it. I haven't really been following him for a while, but did a great job when it comes to exposing the truth about Islam. Although I don't entirely agree with the methods, but I think in that regard he definitely did a good job, and still does probably. Yeah.
He also made a very controversial statement. I was like, I don't know, 6 years ago. He said like, "Yeah, last Moroccans" or something like that. If I translated it to Dutch to English.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember
Like,
that.
I'm Moroccan from myself originally, you know. So yeah, I can't agree with him on that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I saw that and I thought that goes a little bit far. I don't know. Okay, yeah. No, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Good.
Okay. Bye. Okay, I'll take 2 more people and then I go. No, I should really go. I should really stop it here. But okay, I'll take a few more people. I just can't. This is good. I'm really enjoying this right now. Hello, The Lonely. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing great. I have a question. How does Islam view other religions?
Whoa. Yeah, that's a very, very big question. I mean, Islam has very specific statements and very specific stances about certain religions, such as Christianity, Judaism, Zoroastrians, a group called the Sabians, and then the local polytheists, and so on. It views them all differently. When it comes to Christians and Jews, it usually teaches that Christians and Jews were at some point on the true path, and they were actually following the true Allah, but then they went astray because they corrupted their religion and trusted their priests, whom they took as gods. That's what it literally says. So Islam regards them as people of the book who are lesser than Muslims, but who still have a right to live as lesser people, but they are also not good. When it comes to other religions that are not considered people of the book, those are, of course, strictly condemned as evil and corrupt, and in the most fundamental sense of Islam, they don't even have the right to exist. They are either to convert to Islam or to perish or to be subjugated. So it has a very hostile and very intolerant stance towards different religions.
I see. Okay, that's only my question. And
okay, thank you so much.
And I love your videos, and you're doing great. And yeah, I'm from Philippines, by the way. And
Thank
yeah,
you so much.
later. And
greetings to Philippines.
And eat well. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave now. Apostate Aisha, didn't I already have you? Wasn't that a man? Hello, Apostate Aisha.
Hi again, yeah, it's me. I have a brilliant idea for you.
You just skipped the whole. No, go ahead. Share it quickly, but I have to move on quickly. Okay. Go ahead.
You did participate in Boom Boom Room once, right?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Okay, there's a new idea for you and David Wood. What about making a new show, Prophet Muhammad on Trial? You just go, you as a prosecutor, David Wood as a judge, and then you make a separate invitation for a defense attorney to either Muhammad Hijab, Ali Dawa. They could be as attorneys. And I wonder if Prophet Muhammad could get more years in prison according to American law. Because currently
that is a good idea.
Currently, according to Google, the person with the most years in prison has got 34,000 years. It's the bomber of Oklahoma in 2004 or 2005.
That is a good idea. I'll keep it in mind. I'll present it to David Wood and see what he says. Okay.
I was wondering if you could, but I would stress this attorney part. It would be cool that you offer this job to Muhammad Hijab, for example.
Nice idea. Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you. Okay,
I'll take
you.
Bye-bye.
Have a good day.
Thanks.
Bye. Stay away from Islam. Man, ridiculous idea. I like it. I really have to go to pee. Maybe I should go pee and come back. Will people wait for me while I go pee and come back? And then I can just take one or two more people, and then I'll move on, and then I'll go offline. How about that? I thought I would go live for half an hour, and I've been here for 2 hours and 10 minutes. That's insane. I should just leave right now. You know what? I'll take the next person, then I have to leave. Sorry, guys, for all the others who are waiting. I didn't even think I would take this many people. But I will do this on a regular basis because I love this right now, and I will do this again. Okay. Next person, Edward Arnautu, and then I'm leaving. Hello, Edward.
Hi, Apostle Prophet. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. Hi.
How you doing? How you feeling?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, not bad. Well, actually, I just want to talk to you about something. I was just living away, religion and everything else. I know you mentioned, mental health a couple months ago, and that you've been going through, a period in your life where, you kind of, wasn't feeling well. So just want to, touch base and ask you how you're feeling.
Well,
and how did you manage to kind of cope with everything and, eventually get over it? And I'm sure it wasn't an easy journey. So I was just kind of, if you can share some tips for some of us here that are going through the same stuff.
Thank you so much for asking about that. Yeah, I dealt with major anxiety, which started when was that? 2 years ago. That led me into a whole spiral of depression and hopelessness, and my distraction ADHD was completely amplified by that. So I had a lot of problems with that kind of stuff. But yeah, it took a long time. It really made me fight. It made me suffer a lot. I dealt with it basically by learning more about human psychology, by learning more about neuroscience, how the brain functions, how human psychology works, how we react to certain things. And I tried to basically lean back and try to lower my defenses and let my anxiety flow and watching it happen. I try to kind of deal with why I have anxiety. if there is a proper reason why I have anxiety, try to deal with the reasons why I have anxiety, try to deal with my worries and my depressions. And I cannot possibly put it into words how complex it is and the path that you go down when you try to tackle those things. But yeah, it was a long struggle. I went to counseling, I took drugs, medication, prescribed medication. But yeah, a lot of self-reflection. I wanted to make a video about this at some point if I'm ever ready to talk about this, but it might still take a while to do that.
Yeah, but because obviously you're proclaimed atheist, so from an atheistic perspective, how would you deal with questions like, you know, meaning of life and all sorts of stuff? Because at the end of the day, you know, I don't think that outside of Christianity, I don't think there's actually an answer that would, you know, a good enough answer to kind of, you know, fill that void.
I could give you a very short answer to the whole meaning of life issue, which would sound shocking to some people who look from a religious perspective, and that would require a very long session of just discussing that, which is why I would like to talk about the meaning of life at some point. But to be very honest, from my perspective, I think that there is no meaning to life as such, that the entire concept of a meaning of life is a wrong concept, a wrong assumption, that it is a concept that humans make up. There is no inherent meaning to life. And when I say that there is no inherent meaning to life, and this is what I think, what I'm saying is not, oh, life is meaningless, there is no meaning to anything. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is life does not have an objective inherent meaning. That's simply not how I view it and how I could possibly view it. What I think about life is that life is about the many things that you that you live, and the objective reality that exists, which surrounds us, the life that you live through, the life that you are born into, the life that you live, the things that you leave behind, the people that you know and love, and after you die, that's it. That's the life that you had, and you give yourself meaning in that life by living a certain way. I don't think we can get anywhere by ever asserting that there is an objective inherent meaning to life. Any attempt to find such a meaning ends in absurdity, because we are only making claims without ever being able to prove that there is such an inherent meaning to life. This position is basically known as absurdism, but as said, this would require such a long discussion.
Yeah.
And I bet that many people have even completely misunderstood this in the wrong way, as me saying that life is meaningless and all that. But yeah.
No, because myself, I was an atheist before I became a Christian, and one of the things that kind of led me towards Christianity, as opposed to any other worldview and all that kind of stuff, is the ability to find meaning. I didn't find meaning outside of Christianity. I looked at it from a natural scientific perspective, consider various worldviews. And for me, the only kind of worldview that managed to kind of answer my questions to a good time to sort of say, and a meaningful time, was Christianity, because otherwise, I think I would have been, I would have opted out of life a long time ago. But but that's kind of just my kind of, my 2 cents sort of say. But yeah, just trying to touch base and ask you how you're feeling, and if I'm glad to hear that you're good and you're feeling much better.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you. I really, truly appreciate that. Thank you so much. Have a good
I'm
day.
gonna let you go to the loo.
Thank you.
You take care and keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a great job, and yeah, just stay positive and stay healthy. Obviously, stay away from Islam.
Stay away from Islam. Thank you so much. That was a good ending. All right. Zahra Jawad said, Apostle Prophet, thank you so much. Wish you great and perfect health, leaving you now in the best care. Have a wonderful week. Thank you so much, Zahra. I appreciate having me here. All right, guys. I know I will have people here forever. I didn't even intend to keep it this long. I wanted to keep this for just half an hour, but I definitely like this. I want to do this again. I just don't know if I should stay with the same system or if I should have a different system to establish these things. Okay, I have to take in somebody just very quickly. I'm very sorry about that. but I have to take in Milahan very quickly. I know this is unfair, but just to have a quick agreement here with her, and then I will go. Hey, how are you doing?
Okay, I can hear an echo. Am I on? I'm in the show, right?
Yes, you are. You are on the show. I can hear you.
Okay, so I don't know if it's me having the echo or if it's you.
I don't hear an echo myself. I don't know if you have your speakers on. It might be the reason. But
okay, there's a delay. Okay, I think that's better.
Yeah.
So I wanted to.
I just wanted to quickly let you in.
Sorry.
I just wanted to quickly let you in, just so we can say a few words, maybe make an agreement or something. Then I want to go, but I know that you want to have a discussion with me. But yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so I just wanted to make sure that in the future you can keep me on your list of people to have a debate with in the future. I've been very interested in doing it, and I don't have Facebook or Twitter, so it would be through Instagram or you commenting on my page in the future on YouTube. So to keep me in mind.
Okay. I think maybe it would be nice if you could send me an email to theapostateprophet@gmail.com. So theapostateprophet@gmail.com, spelled together. If you can send me an email to that email address, I would love to keep it marked, pinned, so that you can keep in touch with me whenever you want to have such a discussion or a debate. I would love to arrange that. We can definitely do that. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, perfect. Okay, thank you. I will definitely do that. And I just wanted to get into. I know you wanted to hurry up and go, but I will keep that in mind. So
Okay,
I'll let
okay.
you go eat or do something. Okay.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Okay, salam. Thank you.
See you. Bye. Okay. All right, everybody. It's not healthy to stop nature's call. Please take care. Okay, I'm leaving. Seriously, I'm going now. This was a Muslim woman, new Muslim, who wanted to have a discussion with me, and I agreed to that. But it was good to also make that clear here, per voice, face to face. I'm leaving. Hope to see everybody again. I will make new live streams in the future. 2 hours and 20 minutes. Fantastic. Have a fantastic day, everybody, and please stay away from Islam.